Hi everyone, and welcome back to my Japlanning series of tips and advice to help you plan your trip to Japan. And today we're talking about money. Now this is something I've already covered a bit in my trip planning checklist video. You can find that one on my channel, and that's got all the little things you need to sort out to plan your trip. But money is something that people still ask me about from time to time, so this is going to go into a bit more detail. And if you want to see more Japlanning videos like this one, subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell. The first thing is, should I take cash or credit cards? And the answer is both. Now, credit cards aren't as widespread in Japan as they are in other countries. From what I'd read, it sounds like they don't take them in many places at all, so I was actually quite surprised that lots of shops do take them, but you're still going to need cash for smaller shops and restaurants, kiosks, places where you get snacks on the street. You're going to need cash for buying your train tickets. Usually the machines at stations don't take cards, and you'll also need cash for vending machines and arcades and buying lots of gachapon. So as a general rule, I do always take my credit card as a backup, but take more cash with you than you usually would going on a trip. Credit cards. You can use your card just like you normally would to buy things in shops and restaurants. The important thing to check is that your card is commission-free abroad, just to make sure your bank isn't going to charge you for foreign currency transactions. And you can do that by going on your bank's website, looking up the card you've got, and it should tell you what charges there are. It's also important to tell your bank that you'll be travelling abroad, just in case when they see all these transactions in Japan, it might automatically trigger the fraud control and they might cancel your card, and that's the last thing you want. Usually you can do it if you log into your internet banking and you can tell them what dates you'll be away for. I've never had any problems. I just use my card as normal and it's always been fine. You actually get the best exchange rate when you're using your card, because you get a rate that's a lot closer to the actual rate, rather than when you buy currency you get a lower rate because the company you buy from takes a cut. So it's actually pretty good to use your credit card. Another thing that seems a bit strange at first is in the UK we have chip and pin for card security, and that doesn't seem to be as common in Japan. I've seen it a couple of times, but for smaller transactions often you don't even need to sign for it. They just swipe your card and you're done, which does seem a bit strange at first. Where to get your yen? So you will definitely need cash, and there's lots of different places you can get it. Often big shops have a bureau de change. You can get it from supermarkets, banks, and there's places that do just travel currency and nothing else. And the rates do vary quite a bit. There's a calculator on Martin's Money Saving Tips where you can put in how much you want to buy and how soon you're going to need it, and it shows you which places have the best rates. It tells you whether they're FCA certified, so you know which ones are going to be a bit safer and more reliable to use. Some of them deliver it to your house, and some of them you have to go to the shop to pick it up. Someone asked me how to make sure you're getting genuine cash and not fakes, and I tend to pick somewhere that sounds reliable, like a chain that I've heard of or a bank that you know is going to be reputable, and not some random website you've never heard of before. xe.com is a really good website for looking at the exchange rate. Now the rate you get from the bureau de change is going to be a little bit lower than the rate on xe.com. That's because the company you get the money from takes a cut of it, and that's how they make their living. But xe.com is really useful to see how the rate has changed over time, so you can see if it's a good time to buy your money or not. Now, I don't know anything about global economics, but you can see how it's going and try and decide whether it's going to go up or down. Like at the moment, the pound to yen rate is 1.47, which is not bad. That's about average. And you can see it looks like it might go up, or is it going to go down? Who knows? xe.com is also really useful when you're planning your trip. If you want to see how much something is, you can just type in the amount of yen and it converts it to your currency really easily. Now it's unavoidable, you will end up with hundreds of 1 yen coins. They're so tiny and light, they almost feel like they're made of nothing. And you get so many of them, so try and spend them when you can. I don't really have any good tips for how to get rid of them. Last time I was in a shop and there was a really helpful assistant at the till, and I did that foreigner thing where you hold out all your change in your hands, and she went through it and picked out as many coins as possible. She was really good. And the 1,000 yen notes have Mount Fuji on them, which is pretty cool. And there's also a couple of coins with holes in, which is kind of exciting. The smaller, kind of gold coloured one doesn't have English numbers on. All the other coins do, it's just that one that's got a kanji instead. And that one's a 5 yen coin. If you like my t-shirt, Kawaii-ji, this is my new design, my kawaii Ouija board, possessed by cuteness. This one was really popular at Comic-Con, and you can get it online on cakeswithfaces.co.uk or Cakes with Faces on Etsy, and I can deliver to any country in the world. How much cash should I take? How much to take is up to you. You might be on a budget trip where you're trying to save money, or you might want to splash out on all the things you've been thinking about getting from Japan. But if you want to have an idea about how much things cost, have a look at my How Expensive is Tokyo video. It's on my channel, and I recorded everything I spent for 3 days, including train tickets, food, and all the other little bits and pieces. And that should give you an idea of how much you might need. Cash machines. Foreign cards work in cash machines in 7-Eleven, the convenience store, which is everywhere. It's not hard to find one. They also work in cash machines in the post office and Prestia, which is a bank that used to be called Citibank. You can find them on Google Maps, just type in the name and it will show you your closest one. Again, make sure your bank isn't going to charge you for withdrawing cash abroad. Now, the cards you can use in the shops aren't necessarily free in cash machines. I've got one credit card for buying things and a separate debit card in case I need to take money out, so do check that before you go. Although I think it is easiest to get your cash before you go, just so you don't waste time when you're there trying to find a cash machine, and just in case it doesn't work, I think it's easiest to get it before you go. But having a debit card and knowing where you can take cash out is a really good backup, just in case. Currency conversion. I think the easiest way to work out how much things cost is to find out how much 1,000 yen is in your currency. So for pounds in the UK, it's usually about £7.50 or £8. So if you know 1,000 yen is £7.50, then you know that 2,000 yen is going to be £15, and you know that 100 yen is going to be 75p, and you can sort of work things out from there. If you're converting to dollars, a lot of people just take a zero off and say that 1,000 yen is $10. Now that's not quite accurate, it's actually more like $9. So it just depends how picky you want to be. So that's it. So take cash with you, take your card as well. Take a card you can use in cash machines, then you've got everything covered and you'll definitely be able to spend lots of money buying lots of amazing things from Japan. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to my channel for more Japanning videos, and there's also more vlogs coming up. I'm in Fukuoka at the moment in the vlogs. I wanted to show you more places that aren't in most Japan videos. You know, you see loads of things from Tokyo, but these are things that are a little bit different that you might not have seen before. And then I'll be on to Osaka and Tokyo after that. So subscribe if you want to catch them. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye.